If you're wondering why, despite all your efforts, you're not making progress and can't seem to change, then watch this video. You will learn about common causes of dizziness, panic, and disorientation and how to overcome them. Watch the video and find out what you can do to finally see the change you desire. A viewer has commented on the video, "Do fears have meaning?" She writes, "I know how symptoms arise, but the fear remains, making it difficult to endure every day. I have already tried several therapies that have not helped me achieve long-term improvement. How can I truly improve my situation?"
You are explaining something that frequently has an impact on me in real-life situations. Why do I relapse? Or why can't I get into the change? An initially important point is that we humans often seek help, not to make things better, but because we experience an unpleasant state that we wish would become less bad. This is a big difference, whether I do things to make it less bad, or whether I do things to make it good. But that's quite normal. I would also say that I mainly get moving when I realize, oh, now I really have to. If I subsequently take actions in the conversations that assist me in feeling less negative, so we acquire tools, we share viewpoints, we develop understanding that the individual consistently encounters on an intellectual level and also processes emotionally, individuals experience a decrease in negative feelings relatively rapidly. However, this also implies that the inner drive to take action decreases as it originates from negative emotions. You know what's happening. And therefore, a very important aspect in the therapeutic process is to point out and work towards it. Be careful, it's a curvy course, because our mind also simply functions in a curvy way. That's part of it. However, there is now an even more significant point, and the primary responsibility of our leader is to ensure survival, to survive in order to reproduce. It is irrelevant to our mind whether we may have made the decision not to desire children, or too old, or perhaps they are no longer able to reproduce due to the accident or whatever happened. The voice in our head tells us to survive, since our ultimate goal is to ensure our survival and pass on our genes by reproducing. And our head, it has the ability to think, because we are living beings, and our existence allows for cognitive processes to take place. If our head can think because we are alive, this implies that, in general terms, we have made all the correct decisions up to this point. No mistakes made. Error means saying goodbye to the genetic test we have conducted. And that signifies we are in existence because we have not made any mistakes, as we have executed everything correctly and without any errors. Now we combine these two aspects. Your head is aware it has executed all the correct actions in the previous instances. And your head also knows that it must do everything possible to ensure its survival. This implies that your mind must utilize all possible means to ensure that every aspect of life remains unchanged, employing every conceivable effort to preserve the existing state of affairs in its entirety. No alterations should be made, as any modifications would imply a shift in strategy, potentially introducing errors that could ultimately result in your demise. It is incredibly easy. Our head provides us with a high level of resistance. Our mind holds us back so that we do not make any changes to our current situation. Our head is for that. Our body is for that. You have feet for walking, hands for grasping, and a head so that you don't change. I experience it every day. I say, aha, fears. Put these target contents on there. 10 times a day the alarm clock keeps ringing. Yes, okay, I understand. But what if it doesn't work? I say, this works for everyone. We have already gone through this 11,117 times before you. Trust me, it's effective. However, I don't have the inclination to express that at this moment. I say, yes, it's not about how you feel later, it's about saying to learn to feel differently. Ah, all right. Yes, I comprehend. However, what if I take that course of action and I only end up making the problem worse than it already is. You observe what is happening there. This is simply our brain that thinks dramatically, and it wants to make sure that we do not change. And here we will find the reason why so many individuals have not yet made positive changes in their lives through therapy, why therapeutic interventions occasionally fail for individuals despite trying various strategies, sometimes for extended periods, because our brain seeks to safeguard us from transformation. And no one has provided you with an explanation for this phenomenon thus far. And therefore, the guiding principle applies. In addition to the many substantive structures that we address, above all, you must not let yourself be controlled by your automated and dramatically thinking brain. The majority of the events that happen in our lives can be traced back to these highly automated brain structures. Your brain always wants to work automatically. It only suggests to us that we have our own thoughts, or our own will, or that we think something ourselves. That is the reason why I may even go as far as to put it in such a strong manner of expression. To comprehend, beloved individuals with a lateral thinking approach, you are not intended for. In order to comprehend, to acquire knowledge, to become aware, to break free from the automated state of one's own mind, that is the thing that matters. This is the most significant challenge of life that all of us face together. That is also the point where all the fears typically arise for the majority of us, within our specific area of expertise. Because our brain pre-thinks things for us in the automated process we don't want to think about. We see this as pathological, we want to remove it. That's why it's one of the key points we discuss in practice, in consultation. In order to acquire the ability to consciously control our dramatic thinking and think the contents ourselves, which in turn leads to a happy life for us, we are faced with what can be considered the greatest challenge of humanity.